be charged with representing the state, state agencies, and state officials. If the newly elected governor is from a different political party than you, how will you handle the obligations of the office if you disagree with the governor's policy directives?
Let me start off by saying this. No matter who the governor is, no matter which party they are in, if you're the Attorney General, you want to make sure that the governor is following your advice. Because the advice that you're giving to him or her, you believe is in the best interest of the state of Connecticut. And so you would hope that you have a good working relationship with whoever that person is. But there will be times if the Republican governor or a Republican legislature acts in ways that you believe are unconstitutional or indefensible in court, where you have to exercise your own independent judgment, your own independent obligations as a lawyer, and to stand up against that and say what you are proposing is violative of the Connecticut Constitution, and I cannot in good faith defend it in court. And let me give you some examples of where that might arise. Republican candidates for governor have already said that they want to break open the CBAC agreement with state employees, that they want to do away with collective bargaining, and that they are committed to breaking those contracts if they enter office. Now, if that happens, that would be unlawful. And not only would it be unlawful, but it would expose the state of Connecticut to tremendous amounts in damages in the event that we were to lose that lawsuit. And so you would need the Attorney General to stand up and say, what you're trying to do, Republican governor, not only violates the principles of collective bargaining and the rights of working people to come together to negotiate the terms of their employment, but it would expose the state of Connecticut to tremendous legal liability. What if the Supreme Court overturns Roe versus Wade, and the state of Connecticut, Republican governor and Republican legislature decides, you know what, we're going to try and restrict choice here in Connecticut, even though the Connecticut Supreme Court has said that the Connecticut Constitution protects the right to choose. If that happens, the Attorney General has an independent obligation to protect the people of the state of Connecticut, defend the Connecticut Constitution, and that's what would be required. You know, we're often called upon as lawyers to assess whether or not what we are arguing in good faith and is done in good conscience. And when I was at the U.S. Attorney's Office, my obligation every single day was to just do what I believed was right. Free from politics, free from, whatever pressures the press might be giving you. Do what you believe is right. And so when you're asking yourself, which Attorney General candidate do you want to support? Think about what we've done. I started off as a teacher on the Navajo reservation. I went on to become a union organizer for low-wage hospital workers. I've dedicated my life to fighting for people in courtrooms who have been exploited, taking on corruption in both parties, Republican and Democrat, taking on Wall Street corruption on behalf of people here in Connecticut. So you don't need to worry about whether or not I'm going to be kowtowing to a Republican governor. The only people I serve are the people of the state of Connecticut. Thank you.